This simply can't be happening. A huge decision has just shaken the Chargers' future and left the entire NFL in shock. But before I reveal every detail of this bombshell, I need to talk to you. If you're truly passionate about the Chargers, like the video here. Also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because only here will you receive all the exclusive information about the Bolts firsthand. We're here every day to update you, our die-hard Bolts fan, on everything that happens behind the scenes and on the field. And believe me, what I'm about to tell you today could completely change the course of the Chargers' season. Justin Herbert has always been known for his strong arm, quick reads, and composure in decisive moments. But what we saw against the Chiefs was a quarterback on another level. He threw for 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, a 73.5% passer rating, and a 131.7 passer rating. These numbers alone would be headline-worthy, but what really surprised us was Herbert's confidence running the ball. Yes, you heard right. Herbert, often criticized for not making the most of his mobility, decided to use his legs strategically. The most memorable moment was his 14-yard run on 3rd down, practically sealing the victory against Patrick Mahomes and company. But that wasn't all. Throughout the game, we saw the number 10 take risks on running plays he'd previously avoided. One of these explosive runs was even nullified by a holding penalty, but it made it clear that this new version of Herbert is no accident. According to reports, it all started back in the offseason, when coordinator Greg Roman traveled to Oregon to work closely with Herbert. The goal was simple: give him the green light to use running as a weapon within the offensive system. The inspiration came from names like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, quarterbacks who changed the game not only with their arm, but also by forcing defenses to adapt to the dangers of running. Last season, even dealing with a foot problem in August and an ankle injury in Week 2, Herbert still managed a career-high 306 rushing yards. Now, healthier than ever, he's shown he can turn this into a true secret weapon. Greg Roman put it bluntly: it demoralizes the defense. They're guarding well, covering every option, and suddenly, Herbert runs and gets the first down. It's MVP level, strong words, but they reflect the impact of this new element on the Chargers' offense. And here's the point: if opposing defenses already had a hard time guarding Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, and Ladd McConkey, now they have to respect Herbert's legs as well, and that completely changes the game. But while the offense showed it was ready to challenge for the top spot in the AFC, the Chargers' defense suffered a severe blow that could affect future games. Amid the celebration of the dominant victory over the Chiefs, one scene in particular sent Chargers fans into a tailspin. Linebacker Denzel Perryman, one of the defense's most experienced leaders, left the field visibly limping after a play and, to add to the drama, was later seen wearing a walking boot. The image quickly spread on social media and generated immediate concern, especially since the defense had already lost Junior Colson for the rest of the season, leaving the linebacker core in a delicate situation. The initial impression was that the Chargers might have lost another starter for an extended period, which would be a huge blow so early in their journey. However, a few hours later, an update came that brought some relief. According to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, Perryman suffered only a sprained ankle which did not require surgery and is expected to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Despite the significant absence, the news was seen as positive considering there had been concerns about a season-ending injury. If the most optimistic timetable holds, Perryman could return as early as October 12th against the Miami Dolphins, a matchup that promises to be crucial for the Chargers. During this absence, he will miss games against the Raiders, Broncos, Giants, and Commanders, matchups that, in theory, are more accessible on the schedule. However, if the absence extends to 6 weeks, his official return would not be until October 23rd against the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. Even so, there is a possibility that the coaching staff could hold him until the following Sunday against the Titans to ensure he returns fully recovered. The important thing is that Perryman will return this season, and precisely at the stage when the Chargers will need him most, the final stretch, where each game can and mean the difference between the playoffs or early elimination. Until then, the defense's mission will be to reinvent itself and find creative solutions to maintain its competitiveness. And that's where an unexpected opportunity for young talent arises. Undrafted linebacker Marlowe Wax, considered one of the biggest surprises of the preseason, will be the main beneficiary of more playing time. This is a typical scenario we've seen countless times in the NFL. A veteran steps away, a rookie gains ground, and suddenly the team discovers a new key player for the future. Who's to say that won't be exactly what we'll see in Los Angeles? Besides opening doors for Wax, Perryman's absence will also give Jesse Minter the chance to experiment with new defensive formations, test the depth of the roster, and prepare the defense for different game situations. This flexibility could become a valuable asset later in the season. After all, as the league's own history teaches, injuries are inevitable, but truly great teams know how to turn obstacles into fuel for growth. And the first big test for this defense without Perryman already has a date and opponent set. The next game will be against none other than the Las Vegas Raiders, a historic division rival who are coming off a convincing victory, where the defense stole the show and silenced many critics. It will undoubtedly be a test of the Chargers' defense. If there's one rival that makes Chargers fans' hearts race, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. The historic rivalry between the two AFC West franchises always brings games full of tension, back and forth, and unforgettable moments. And this time, the upcoming matchup carries even more weight, as Pete Carroll's team is coming off a solid victory over the Patriots, in which the defense, previously considered their Achilles heel, simply shone and set the tone. In the second half of that game, the Raiders' defense was practically flawless. New England's offense was completely subdued, unable to establish a rhythm. They went 6 consecutive possessions without scoring, including an interception and 5 consecutive punts. To give you an idea of their dominance, the Patriots managed just 82 total yards during that period. For a unit that had been criticized and questioned since the preseason, this performance served as a powerful response and boosted the team's confidence. Safety. Isaiah Pola-Mao summed up the sentiment in the locker room. Everyone said our defense would be a weak point. It was great to get out there and prove otherwise. Now we need to build on that, and there's no time to celebrate. The next test will be against Justin Herbert, who arrives in high spirits after throwing for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Chiefs, in addition to showing mobility on decisive runs. It will be a direct confrontation between a quarterback who is playing at an MVP level and a defense looking to prove its worth to the entire NFL. Pete Carroll, famous for having led the legendary Legion of Boom in Seattle, has already begun to make his mark in Las Vegas. He opted to retain defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, who last year managed to get the most out of a defense riddled with missing players. Together, Carroll and Graham demonstrated their ability to adjust their strategy during halftime last Sunday, something that was crucial in shutting down the Patriots' offense. Carroll himself explained after the game, "They were throwing a lot, and we adapted. We changed defenses, disguised coverages, and started applying pressure. That turned the game around." These words demonstrate how the coaching staff's collaborative work can be decisive in the tightest moments. Now, the big question is, has this defense truly made a leap in quality, or simply taken advantage of a weak New England offense? The answer will come against the Chargers, who boast one of the most explosive offenses in the league and are coming in buoyed by their victory against the defending division champions. This contrast is precisely what makes the upcoming matchup a real treat for fans. On one side, Herbert in spectacular form, on the other, a renewed and high-energy defense. And when it comes to the AFC West, every win counts double in the race for the top spot. If the Chargers truly want to challenge the Chiefs for the division throne, they can't afford to waver against the Raiders. On the other hand, Las Vegas knows that beating Herbert and company would confirm that this team is ready to make waves in 2025.